everyone, welcome to Epicenter Garage. Today is going to be an awesome day because it is nice outside and we are finally, if you guys got a chance to watch the previous episode where I had an issue with my Ford GT40, my Superformance, had a massive, well, on the top, not a bad fuel leak with spraying fuel, but on the bottom, oh my gosh, man, that thing was pouring fuel out so bad that it was a constant drip out of the side pod or the driver's side pod of the car. So we got all the parts finally in. I got brand new fuel pump in. I already had this thing mounted with the fittings. I hadn't changed the fuel filter since. I put a date on here. I always write my date on the fuel filters, 2018, so I have a brand new one, which I've already put the date on. It is so stinking nice out. It's over my lunch break, and I want to drive that thing, take that thing to work. So we got to hurry up and get this done because we are wasting the time. So the fuel pump is in. I want to make sure my ground, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and just hit the fuel pump real quick, open the power, and make sure that it is there we go. That feels good right there. All right. It's stupid to hear a grown man say that they get kind of scared firing a car, but this car, it does. It kind of scares me when I first fire it up because that exhaust, unlike I have a fuel injected engine in my Mark I, which is a Rouse fuel injected engine. I know fuel lines are not super riveting, but the whole idea of Epicenter Garage is to show you guys, and I shouldn't say this, whether it's fun or not, to show you guys whether it's fun or not, what it takes to keep everything running. So it does. Man, sometimes it can take quite a bit of work to keep everything up and going. Now I know I said I was not going to replace this line here, but man, it feels really hard. And I got to change it. I got to change it. So that kind of lengthens things out a little bit. So I'm going to be running a little bit late to work, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay, right? Sometimes you just got to make it right. Okay, so we do have this one on. This one's ready to go. This down here. So we're going to go get the other tube and make a version of this. I think it needs to be a little bit longer. What was basically happening too was this was in here and the bend was about like this, which I'd probably be okay, but you know what? It's not okay. I want to be able to make it a nice radial bend, and I don't want to have the line, pinched nearly like it was. And this line is a little bit larger diameter, I'm finding, than this blue line here. You can see the same, the bore is the same, but the line is a little bit different. So now this should go like this, and then we're going to pop this on here. Well, I'm not going to put on that end yet. Come on now. Okay, whew. That is nice. Oh, that's going to be so much better. All right, so now we should have plenty of bend there. And we're going to do a little test fit here. And that, you guys, is so much better. All right, we're going to leave this loose so I can rotate this on the hose. And voila. Woo! She's alive. Oh, my gosh. Oh man, let's hurry up and get this thing outside because oh my gosh, my eyes are starting to burn a little bit. Oh, that's a good feeling, guys. That is a good feeling. Another one knocked down. Another car knocked down to get up and going. This one wasn't on my list initially of having issues, hence the last episode I was like, I'm going to fire this thing up and take it out for a good long drive before I kind of talk to you guys about this car, but then I went to do that and of course a fuel leak. Go figure. But we're going to move this stuff out of the way and take this back because I am like really late for work now, but that's the way it is because I'm going to take this thing out to work. We're going to let it idle outside, get it fired up, let it idle a little bit. And these cars were not made to do burnouts, but they will. And so, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. If not so much on this episode, but definitely in future episodes. But we got to do a little something. So when I head out for work, so let's get this stuff moved and outside. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to tighten the clamshell down yet, because what we want to do is pull it out and let this thing idle. We're going to make sure there aren't any leaks, so we're going to let it idle for a little bit. So let me lower it down, because here we go. I used to drive this car all the time. I haven't driven it in a while, which was why I was so excited to pull it out and actually go grab my dad and take him for a ride. But of course, fuel leaks will put an end to that. One thing we're going to do real quick is we're going to check tire pressure. Proper tire pressure in, and we're going to go around and make sure these wheels are on properly. All right, you guys, I've got to get to work. The car is warmed up, so yes, I am going to do a burnout, but I wanted to make sure I have my fire extinguisher, everything else. I do have my windshield wiper, which you guys might remember or might notice. I do not have a windshield wiper on this car, but it is in the car with me. So I don't like it, you know, at 60 miles an hour, it starts to flutter, if you know what I mean. So I got to get to work because I am running, honestly. That job took me longer than it should have taken. I apologize. I was daily driving this car. Anywhere I went, grocery store, you name it, I took this car. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I would do that well, you know what, I would. You kidding me? Opportunities to drive cars like this don't come, you know, every day, especially when weather and stuff like this. And I am very fortunate that I get to enjoy this car. All right, so we have a steering wheel goes on. You pull these little deals back right here, put it on, turn your lock right here, so the steering wheel is locked on now. And I do. Here's my windshield wiper, which I take off on nice days because at around 60 miles an hour, a little over maybe 60, it starts to flutter. So on good spirited drives, I take it off. So basically what you have to do, power over here, fuel pump on, start button here, prime it just a bit. Look at all the gauges, we're super low on fuel, so that's gonna be after work, so yeah. All right, take care guys.